Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good. That is good.
Welcome to Wild Warrior. This is Battle Report. This is Game 3 of the Skaven Dwarf campaign that we've been running. In this one here, the Dwarves are defending again. There's a couple victory conditions. The defender gets 25 points per house at the end of each turn, and the attacker would get 50 points per house at the end of the attacker. Other than that, it's pretty much a battle for the past scenario. My Skaven opponent has gone from left to right. He's got a rat dart, doom wheel. He's got lightning cannon behind there. Another rat dart. 50 slaves. Behind there, he's got his Creek the Head Taker special storm vermin unit, help hit, and then another unit of 25 slaves, and 25 clan rats behind them. And in those clan rats is a Grey Seer. In the bunker, he's got his BSB and Queek. And then he's got another lightning cannon, and then over to the right of that, he's got a unit of 3 rat ogres. Not so much of a point investment, and they got some punch power, and another little rat dart to the right of them. So we're doing alternate deployment, so I didn't have to set up the whole army or anything, but I had quite a few less drops than him, so I knew I was going to get +1. But up on the far left, way at the top is my Rangers, but that was after deployment. I got a gyrocopter, got iron drakes, I got a cannon in this building right down here at the bottom. Figured just have the cannons hold the buildings for a while, try to collect those 25 points. And then towards the middle, there's a watchtower type of thing. We had agreed that that's a 3-story building, and I've got 39 Thunders in there with my special character. He's a special character I've been running for this whole scenario. Grim Burlickson, and then a Runesmith in there with the Spell Eater rune. And to the right of them, I've got 25 hammers with Vanguard, and then 25 Longbeards, great weapons, and Vanguard on their banner. Flame cannon, and another gyrocopter on the far right. And you can see this other cannon down here in this building. So this time here, I'm going to be taking some Vanguard units. I figured, I just sit there for 3 turns with the Storm Banner going, and Howling Warp Gale, and I get shoot up with the dreaded 13th. So I kind of surprise him that I'm going to be Vanguarding after I deploy. And I go ahead, and one of the things, my Flame Cannon I put over here, because I did not really want his help hit right across from these guys right away. And I go ahead and Vanguard up to there. He had no Vanguarders, so that's why I deployed my scouts in the far left. So I'm right up in his grill right away, and it's going to cause some problems for the Skaven. Those rat ogres can throw quite a few attacks. They're pretty tough, but what I'm going to do is punch through them and punch through those slaves, that small block of slaves, and get into his Grey Seer and kill that son of a bitch before he can dread 13th my army to pieces. With 20 guys in a unit there, it only takes 1 spell to make them almost gone. So he wins the first turn even though I have +1, and he starts to do evasive actions. His help hit didn't make it into me, which was good. Didn't want to take the impact hits, give me a chance to try to shoot it, and everybody else starts going bonkers. He moves a wizard out to kind of block me up and turn me in, so he turned me away from the help hit. He's got a rat dart in front of the rat ogres. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. I'll go into the ogres anyway. But he only had a limited amount of movement. He wasn't really expecting 2 units to Vanguard into the front of him. So another magic phase. I always worry about the magic phase, obviously. And he only pulls 6 dice to my 4, and he starts off with a warp lightning. And my whole thought this first round of combat is to just try to protect my combat blocks to get from getting dreaded 13th. So I let the warp lightning go through, and he kills 2 with that. Not really a big deal. You see I got some proxy hammers in there, some of my extra iron drakes, and a couple other guys. But so takes off 2 hammers, and then he goes for dreaded, and it doesn't go off. Lightning cannon. Or no, he fires a doom rocket. because those guys are so close. So he just fires at these guys in the building, hits the building, but it's still a template. It only does D6 strength 5 wounds, and he ends up after saves he kills 2. So so dwarf turn. Go ahead and declare my charge on the. He had Howling Warp Gale spell up as well this turn. So I charge the rat dart there, and then I charge that warlock engineer, and I should be able to overrun and get into the flank of those slaves and get into the rat ogres. My rangers move up. He tried to move to block me, but he didn't quite have enough movement, so I was able to kind of walk right past them and headed towards the lightning cannon. And I'm not in his charge art, so that's kind of nice. So there's pretty much the board. Now I'm able to, my Iron Drakes aren't in range of anything. I know he's got 2 units of guys to still try to move on, so I'm kind of just hanging them back. And I do have the Troll Hammer Torpedo upgrade, so I'm waiting for that Doom Wheel to get close and maybe put some shots into that. He pops the Storm Banner this turn, and so with the Storm Banner and Howling Warp Gale up, I'm not going to have a whole lot to do, so I can't move my helicopter. I'm able to fire the Flame Cannon, and I roll crappy. I roll a 2, but it's still enough to touch 2 guys and wound 1, and only do, I think, 1 wound. You can see the Hell Pit there. He's got 1 wound remaining. I'm able to thread a cannonball from my Flame Cannon right through the side there, and I do 5 wounds to it, and I didn't expect to kill it outright, but then all my shooting from the tower fires at it, and with all the minuses, I think I'm hitting on like a 7 or an 8. It's crazy. -2 for the thing and -1 for the thing, and then long range. Now I get to reroll misses because I have that special character, and I still am only able to get like 2 wounds through, and 1 sticks through the regen, but he makes 1 sticks and he makes a regen save, so he doesn't kill it. So that's unfortunate. I do kill the rat dart, and I overrun into the rat ogres, and I kill that warlock engineer easily, and I overrun into the side of the slaves. So yeah, I'm gonna take the impact hits and attacks from the Hell Pit, but I've got 4 guys along that side with 2 attacks each. My champion in there has a flaming attack, but he's kind of locked up to the front. I don't think he can make way because he's a champion, but I just need to get 1 wound through on that Hell Pit, and it'll be down. And I should generate a decent amount of combat resolution, being in the flank and chopping at those slaves. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is a picture of. But maybe it's his turn. Hell Pit charges in. He's got slaves moving up here. His Doom Wheel kind of creaked up a little bit, and pretty much all the slave stuff is locked up. Now, that's one thing that's good for this, because I'm getting a few bonus points for these buildings, and I've got a solid core of guys in there in that middle tower, and the other ones are being held by me, so I'm getting points at the end of the turn. So he's going to come into the side there. Now it all depends on what a Hell Pit rolls. He does do impact hits, and you will have the thunder stomps as well. But that's just another picture there. Should be able to make quick work of these guys. I mean, he's going to do. He actually on his turn, the magic phase comes up here next, and he gets a death frenzy off, and I let that go because that's just 3 more attacks, and I'm so worried about dreaded 13th that I pretty much let almost everything else go, unless it's going to be a game break type of thing. Now, one of the things where he does move on both his other guys here, and we were kind of playing pretty quickly, and see the Storm Banner. The Storm Banner minuses 2 for these guys, and there's a multi-shot rule, so they should not have gotten their poison attacks. They'd have normally hit on a 3, move 4, Storm Banner 6, multi-shot 7, hardcover 9. But for some reason, I was thinking you hit on 6s, We forgot the Storm Banner does affect Skaven shooting. It's not like the spell. And so whatever. It comes in here, and that's entrenched, so it does have the +2. So I don't think poison was helping him. I don't remember, but he puts a wound on that. Because I'm like, man, these guys are shooting like they're high elves, and that's crazy. So there's the impact hits. D6 impact hits. He rolls a 5. And so I was like, oh shit, that's a bad start. 5. I need to just have, you know, a guy or two alive here at the end of this, because this is a hard-hitting hammer unit. But they strike last. So yeah, and then he rolls the one where he basically does 2d6 or 3d6 auto hits at strength 6. Maybe it's 2d6, and he rolls a freaking 11. Yeah. So barring a few ones, I got 2 guys left. The only good news is that we forget, and he forgets to throw his thunder stomps. So I do hold. Now that's a blessing. We didn't remember it until midway through the next turn. The blessing is that he didn't get shot by my cannons. But yeah. So okay, there's my great weapons. The Radogers did a number to me, but at least they had to roll to hit, which is you know, weapon skill 5. The help hit didn't have to roll to hit. Half those would have missed. And I'd get my 2 attacks on the help hit, and 1 gets through, and I roll a 1 to wound him. So that was lame. And so Dwarf turn. I go ahead and charge the slaves with my remaining great weapon guys. Man, how's that possible? Oh yeah, because I had overran. We fought that combat on his turn, and I had reformed. So I charge into the slaves there. Now his generals kind of camping back there, giving them a reroll and leadership 8 base. So there's his guys there. So I go ahead and flip my flame cannon around. I fire at that unit, and I roll shitty again, and I roll, so I only hit 2, and I only wound 1, and then he makes his 6-up dodge, because I was hoping to just cause a panic check, and those guys would flee off, but no such luck. Here, he had moved in front of me, so I charged him. We fought quick combat. He killed 1, I killed 2, he fled, and I reformed to face the cannon. So I should be able to get to that next turn. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, I have, he throws his, rolls his attack, and now this turn it cursed him. He did feed. So he only did 1 strength 6 hit to base contact. So he killed the 1 guy. I slid down, or I had the guy there, and I threw my 2 attacks at the same time he does his thunder stomps, because we remembered, and I'm able to put that last wound on and kill him. So help hit's gone, thank goodness. He moves these guys into this building here, so he's going to start collecting 50 points. So it's going to neutralize the 2 buildings that I'm still holding until he can try to occupy another one. Now I'm not too worried about that. I got a little surprise for him, because my cannon with the flaming doesn't have anything to shoot at. And cannons with flaming shooting into a building can do some damage. So you see here we got that battle going on there. He knocked out the last of those hammers, but I killed his hell pit, so that's good. I'm hoping to grind through those slaves and get to his Gracier and try to get a wound or 2 on him. The Gracier did do 1 wound to himself. I think it's this turn, maybe. There's just rat darts. Stormbringer moving up. I can keep them. I'm pretty sure I can keep them out of that tower. Even though he's got Queek. If he brings in Queek, I'll throw everything at it. Yeah, so this magic phase, it's still pretty even, and but Dreaded 13 can change the game pretty quickly. So he goes ahead and it's actually, we're looking at what turn 4 here. Take a picture of that just to show what turn it is. I should try to do that more often. I should, when I do the spell casting dice, maybe I should do that. But I don't remember what he throws first, but he did throw 6 dice, 5 dice, and a warpstone token dice. We'll get to this first. We might have skipped ahead here. Maybe not. He charged the helicopter there. He tries to do a long charge with the storm vermin onto the iron drakes that stand and shoot. Storm banner is still up. You see it sitting there. And then he charges at the flame cannon with the slaves, and that's a flame cannon with 2 wounds. I don't even think it should have had the 2 wounds with all of the negative modifiers, but you know, he could have probably charged it with those other guys this turn, or he could have been close, whatever. But still alive. And he makes it in with the rat dart to the helicopter, and he fails there. I pick off a couple guys with my stand and shoot, and so that's good. That would have been really bad. It would have ended up costing me a unit. My guys aren't bad in combat, but with this special character, he's got a chieftain and the upgraded guys, it would have gotten ugly for me pretty quick. And I've got no BSB in this game, so I got my general's leadership is lower than those guys, but gets into the side there. I do forget to roll for the wall, -1 for him to hit, I believe. But anyway, I don't think it's going to matter. Because I am actually unbreakable. I had to throw a stalwart rune on there to keep me from having the same forging runes. So I don't know if I would have remembered that, I might have survived. But I didn't, so I didn't survive. My helicopter does beat those guys off, beat them up. I'm skipping ahead. So he does a lightning cannon, and he doesn't actually roll very well. He has to kind of roll it short than he normally likes to because his guys are in the way. And he rolls a 4, and a 4, and I think he's just touching 4 guys. So it's only strength 4, and he still ends up killing 4. So he rolled really good with that. I'm able to finally pop the slaves because his general had gotten far enough away. So I've only got 1 rank left. I got 5 guys, no champion or anything. So at least I'll be able to get 2 guys in base contact with the Grey Seer, and I'm hoping to, because he did on that turn he did cause a wound to himself with a Warpstone token. He used a Power Scroll, Dreaded 13th, on my big giant unit, and it didn't go off. It would have gone off, but I scrolled it, but I did not eat the spell, so it's still in play. But I'm hoping to kill him this turn. So I charge. And when I get in the combat, he reveals that he has an assassin. My opponents that I played here, the Skaven player, many times, and he's never taken an assassin I can remember. So it's like, oh snap! And since we're playing a Dwarf Skaven campaign, this guy's got like some kind of Dwarf cloak and some kind of Dwarf sword. Gives him reroll wounding, but we'll get to that. Here I'm just chasing. I'd killed the lightning cannon with my rangers, and I'm just chasing after rats who are fleeing from me. So, and there's only 4 rangers there, crossbows. Okay, here I killed the rats, and then I didn't kill him to the man because he had the Packmaster there, and he fled, and I pursued. But I have ground movement because the whatchamacallit is still up, and I rolled a 10, so I ended up right there. So I'll be able to turn and fire my flame cannon as long as I pass the 4-up template thing for the storm banner. Now we're going into turn 5, and this banner's still up. Or yeah, we're on the bottom of turn 4. And this stupid banner's still up. So over here, that's where the assassin comes out. It's like haha, and his cloak allows him to make 1 person reroll hits, so that will negate my hatred for one of those 2 guys in base, and I need to get 2 wounds on that guy to get him out of the game. And so he throws his attacks, and I take off from the other side. I have 3 guys left because his assassin's only got 2 attacks, and he's only strength 5, but he must have rolled. Well, he killed 2, whatever. And I throw my 2 attacks on the head taker or the Grey Seer, and I'm only able to get 1 wound on him. So damn it. And that's what happens on his next turn. He throws a Dreaded 13th on his turn, and he killed. That's what he rolled to wound, and he killed like 23 guys. Shit. He rolled a 3 6s and a 4. So that's shit. I didn't feel my panic because I had moved out of the tower. I might have skipped a turn of pictures or something. I had moved out of the tower, so I was blocking off his guys. I left my runesmith in the tower. Yeah, I did skip some pictures. Sorry about that. Sorry about skipping pictures. You know, I had the baby here today with me. We were playing around that, and then my other son came home from school and blah blah blah. So it got a little hectic for a little bit there. So anyway, he nerfs half this unit. I had moved my guys out. He had on his turn charged Queek towards my runesmith in the tower, and I fled. And he failed his charge, so he's not even in the tower. So Queek's standing there. I'm faced off against his full unit of. See, he wanted to charge Queek at the tower and his unit at me, and I was like, well, you can't do both. You know, and that keeps people from charging guys out in every direction. So he just kind of had to stand there. Now, this is the dreaded 13th you had seen just did all that damage, and he did miscast to get that spell off, and he blows up almost everybody. He puts the assassin saves on a dodge, but kills about that many clan rats. Killed 2 of my guys. He rolled a 1, but the assassin's gonna make quick work of him. But thank goodness the grace here is gone finally. No more dreaded 13th. So he only got it off once this game. I had a chance to eat it earlier and I didn't get it done. But here you can see he's got 1 guy left in that building. I fired 1 cannonball into it earlier, and I fired a flame cannon into it once before it got killed. So his slaves really got nothing much to do there. I'd fled out of the tower away from Queek, and I had a helicopter over there where his book is. That's what I was showing. He had shot that up with his slings, and finally the storm banner's gone. Because remember I was talking about my helicopter on those storm vermin. The first turn I couldn't shoot it. So now it's finally gone. And that's what happens without the freaking storm banner up. I lay a template on him and kill. I think I hit 15. I kill about 7, which is about average. And then I've got these Iron Drakes blasting him. I even fail my reroll to miss buff with my guy, but I'm still able to fire 8 rifles, his cog gun, whatever, and a brace of pistols, and those guys eat it. I mean, there was like I think 16 there, 15, and one turn those 3 units, my depleted units, raise them to death, and that causes the BSB to panic, and he starts to flee. And then it's just kind of mop up. I do fire my cannon, and I believe I shoot that last guy in that 1 tower finally and kill him. On my last turn, I actually shoot the watchtower with Queek in it, and he gets obliterated. I hit the tower. It's D6. I roll a 3, so it's 3 strength, 10 hits, and I get to re-roll to wound if I would happen to roll a 1 because it's flaming. So Queek goes down. And that's pretty much the game. Once Queek's gone and he's out of turns and options. So we total it up, and it's about a 500 point dwarf win. If Queek wouldn't have died there, and the 100 points plus his cost, it would have been almost a draw. Other than I had the building controls for quite a while. I was actually pretty close. A lot of my points were in my Thunder unit with 40 guys. With the hammers and those longbeards together, they're about 700 points in those 2 units. And yeah, so other than that, I lost a couple cannons. My cannons are expensive, flame cannons expensive, but had the buildings for enough turns to have that win tip pretty decent in my favor, I think. But like I said, it's about a 500 point win. It wasn't a massacre by any means, but these special conditions and scenarios are tough when you're not used to them. We're going to play the next match, our final, what we have slated to be the game 4. The Dwarves are going to be attacking the Skaven since I've won 2. That should give him an opportunity to play with some defending. And Skaven can be tough if they're holed up in a hole, defending a couple buildings. So look forward to getting that up, and thanks for watching, and post anything you want. I'll try to respond to it. Thanks again. Bye.